Hey freedom fighters, I wanted to come to a really nice spot to commemorate what will most likely be my last report to you. It's a little bit controversial in nature and will most likely be taken down. And if you're watching this, consider yourself lucky because we're in the last days of being able to even speak to each other using sort of veiled language. But I wanted to leave you with a couple of thoughts here in a few minutes. So, you may not be aware that on Friday, the Department of Homeland Security released a bulletin which shows its concern over heightened terroristic activity related to the anniversary of 9/11 20 years ago, and has come to the conclusion in their infinite wisdom that based on this very significant anniversary, that American citizens who are frustrated with the last 18, 19 months of dealing with an infection, it's fairly harmless, might be so upset that they would resort to terroristic activities on this very important national milestone. I was just scratching my head when I read that. Now, I could probably go on a rant about the Department of Homeland Security and the wars that took place as a result of them. That's a whole other video, I suppose, although it is worth mentioning that $850 billion was spent in Afghanistan and thousands of people lost their lives. I can also mention that that affected my life personally as a member of the military, having been deployed. That's a different video. The concept now, though, I think is really just to bring to front of mind awareness that we all live in an occupied state. In other words, if our country were taken over by a foreign entity years ago, and they had an education program in schools and leaders put in place to manage us, and they were telling us different things that we knew in our heart of hearts was not correct, we would, in the shadows and in the quiet moments with our family, specifically with our children, tell them, no, all of those things are lies and they're not true, and those people do not have your best interest. In fact, they're working against your best interests, and so you can't listen to them. You can't participate in that system, and in fact, you would encourage your loved ones to not live by lies. You would encourage them to seek out truth in all places. And so when I started this channel, my intention was to really network with like-minded people because I was feeling very isolated. It was hard to find people who thought the same way as I did, or at least were able and willing to share that they thought that way. And so over the course of time, I have thought, well, I think maybe it's the best networking, the best gathering is really locally, and I've really focused in on that, and I will continue to do that. And I thought I could do both, the local and this. And I'm increasingly coming to the conclusion that this format is ending very, very soon. Now I'm going to post this video in a couple different places, YouTube and on my channel Odyssey, TouchFreedom. But I don't think that it's going to stay very long. I don't. And so I really just want to bring to you this one idea that is becoming of paramount importance that you understand. Given the fact that you live in a place that has an entity in control, an occupying force, if you will, that is employing different but time-tested methods of social control, primarily siege warfare and monopolization of force. When a population or an enemy needs to be crushed, you can siege them down. You can lock them down. You can put them into a police state. You can put them into a system of social control. Or if it's an army, you can just starve them out. Well, are you starting to feel like you're a little bit under siege at this point? How will you feel in a few months when you can't go into a grocery store to get food? Or you can't continue with your work because your license has just been revoked because you didn't take a magic potion? How will you feel when you can't pay your mortgage anymore? You're under siege. And then, of course, there's the other channel of power, the monopolization of force. Can we say with complete confidence that if people are down in the District of Columbia making laws and edicts and saying this and saying that, why would we care? Well, I propose to you the reason why we care is that currently those people have the capacity to send people with guns to change your life radically, to lock you up, to penalize you, people that you associate with, take away your property, maybe even take away your life. Until those men with guns show up, who cares what they think? But inevitably, we do have a large standing army. You know, the large standing army that our founders warned us against, where every alphabet agency of the federal government has a SWAT team. Siege and monopolization of power. We have to come to the conclusion, and we need to come to the conclusion very quickly, that we're living in occupied territory. There is no voting our way out of this. There is no politician that will save us. There's not a governor, nobody, no exception, no safe place, no place that we can go that will save us. There are some places that are better than others currently. There are some really great places. But at the end of the day, we're responsible for our own salvation. And we're coming to a point where we have to make, and we will have to, we are coming to the point where we're going to make some decisions. Some very important decisions. Now, I can't tell you what to do, and you for sure can't tell me what to do. I would like to have peace. I'd like to be just left alone. I'd like to be here in my New Hampshire home and be happy. And I'm happy that I am in New Hampshire because it's one of the few places that we actually have some things that are working. But it's coming to really to go time, and we all know what needs to get done. We can't talk about it. You know, I'll leave that to your interpretation. But we are getting to that point. It's sad, really. It's sad. It's sad that our education system is so crap. It's sad that we have convinced ourselves that we live in this wonderful Shangri-La land where the government is out for our protection. Now, there's no doubt that we live in a wonderful land. We're blessed, as you can see before you. There's some beautiful, wonderful blessings of living in North America. But I, like I would imagine many of you, have been fooled into thinking that even though things are broken, this is still one of the best places to live. I suppose comparatively that might be the case, but I can also say, as a person who's traveled around extensively, that, you know, there's some other places that do things better. If we have anything in this country, we have a basic document the Bill of Rights. I think that's about the only thing that's salvageable from the whole mess. The Constitution got us right where we are. In fact, I would say the Constitution died in 1861. Again, a whole different video. But I think the solution is at the local level. You need to get involved with your community. You need to develop your self-sufficiency. And you need to keep the people that we put into any kind of position of trust. It shouldn't be a position of power, but it should be a position of trust to take care of some tasks at the state level, that they're accountable. And right now, for the most part, with very, very few exceptions, they're not feeling very accountable. They're feeling very, very empowered. And you are a serf. We have some deep discernment to go through. I have some deep discernment to go to. And I'm really hoping that even spiritually, I can get the strength and the wisdom that I need to make the right decisions for myself and for my family. I hope that you will too. I may not have the opportunity to be with you here on this channel anymore. We'll see. But I definitely wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you for joining me in this small project. I'll see how it goes. If it doesn't get taken down, maybe I'll make another one. But I do feel that I did feel that I need to make this video, this talk, to just say thank you. I appreciate you. I hope that you're doing the things that need to get done. And I hope that if we get through this, that I'll see you on the other side and you'll remember how dark it looked when we were here. But by good efforts and good decisions and remembering what is right, that we made it through together. Stay free, my friends. Stay free.